My name is Aaron. To my left on the screen is Neox. Below. Okay, everyone, this intro. Below me is Alex.
Start over. Do
Start
it.
over.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on.
Okay.
We'll go back to the starting soon. Hang
Okay.
on. Just
Go back.
give me a
Just
second.
redo.
Okay.
Hey, redo.
Okay. Redo. Let's go.
Okay.
February 10th, 2019. My name is Aaron. I'm joined by Dana.
Hey.
The person who does not have a webcam is Alex, and we're also joined by him. And then, as well as Alex, we're also joined by the god himself, Neox. Lobby Talk Podcast is the only podcast endorsed by German Chancellor Angela Merkel. That is a true fact, and I didn't just make that up. Today on the show, we're going to talk about the Steam Awards, Apex Legends, Xbox Live on Switch, Anthem, and then EA and how their stock price kind of plummeted. A couple other developers as well, and there are also a lot of their financial information is now available because it's tax season in the United States. And we're going to talk about Activision Blizzard laying off, or rumors of layoffs for employees. And that, I think, is about it. But that should be plenty of information for the show. It's going to be a little bit of it's going to be a bummer, probably. This show is probably going to be not going to be the most cheerful show, but we'll roll with it. So, all right. So we want to talk about the Steam Awards a little bit, guys?
Sure. Sounds good to me.
Steam Awards, what? They're voted on by everybody, the community
Yes.
on Steam. And I was actually surprised. I'll be honest. I was surprised that the Game of the Year was what it was. It was PUBG, which is somewhat interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense.
After a while.
I wonder if that's Steam just going, screw you, Epic. We have a battle royale game on our platform. I wonder, was that was that a reason? Because I think the runner-ups were, it was Monster Hunter World, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Hitman 2, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I believe those were the runner-ups.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
Monster Hunter World. Let's see, Hitman 2. Yeah. Yep, you're right.
Yeah. So interesting. PUBG, and did PUBG technically come out in 2018? Because was it in early? Because
A lot of the games that won awards weren't even 2018 games. It was just
but I guess
game
it wasn't
awards.
one
right.
Yeah.
Steam doesn't really do a yearly game thing. They just do a thing where it's like
you played this game this year.
right. So you could probably go in the archives and vote for, I don't know, one of
Bad
I don't know,
Rats.
Portal 1 or some shit, or Bad Rats, yeah. And
Yeah.
they'd probably still be like, well, this is the
Bad
game
Rats
that the
for
community
Game of the
voted
Year
for.
2019.
I'm surprised no one's kind of tried to prank the system, but
Yeah, technically,
that's
PlayerUnknown's
true.
came out December 21st, 2017.
so it's like on the but it's been out longer than that because it was in early access, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I always forget which games, because games coming out these days, it's always confusing to me because you have early access for so long, and then they do like a pre-alpha or whatever, or a beta, and then the game finally comes out. By then, I've lost interest. So,
Yeah.
but no, so yeah,
True.
PUBG 1. It's an interesting.
And this game,
Interesting.
PUBG, has mixed reviews on Steam, which is
The
I wonder-
43%
That's
positive.
yeah, I guess it has a lot of reviews, so I'm sure. I
Did
don't
that
know.
game
I
get-
don't really know why, what made it Game of the Year? Why?
Yeah, did that
Well-
game get review bombed actually? Because wasn't there the whole thing where they were suing Epic, right? Like PUBG was suing Epic
Right,
Games.
I think so.
They
Yeah,
didn't get review bombed because of that, because they were kind of acting
maybe.
pretty weird. I don't remember. I always forget
Most-
because
I mean, most of the reviews aren't even about that. Usually, I looked at the reviews recently, and it says overall reviews are like 49%, and then the current reviews are 43% or 47 or something,
Mhm.
or 45.
Is that
But,
just because is that people going like there was another Chinese hacker or whatever? Because I know that's like
Yeah,
was
most-
always a huge complaint.
most of the time I say it's like they need to fix the game. It doesn't have good. Yeah, they just really don't like the game. And
Yeah.
It's always Chinese hackers. Always,
Mm.
every review is Chinese hackers.
Well, to be honest, I don't really like the Steam reviews are often like some of them really upset me because like you'll read a review and it won't be even about the game. It'll just be like, no, this game. I don't know. Like it's like if you read an Amazon review and they like get angry because it was something that had like my package got lost in the mail, 0 stars,
Yeah.
and then someone will be like, this game didn't run on my computer. No, this game sucks. It's like, well, I mean, okay, but so sometimes the reviews on Steam are
It's
also
not a perfect
really
system.
funky.
Curators,
Yeah,
I think, are a better way to tell.
Yeah, and I don't know
games.
really who uses that anymore.
Yeah.
I remember. I mean,
I
there
don't.
there used to be some good big names on there doing the curation system, but not so much anymore. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting.
Unfortunately.
I know
But,
Angry Joe still does stuff. on
Oh
Curator.
yeah.
But,
I think.
When you guys voted for Game of the Year on Steam, if you did, wasn't it kind of like a hard experience? Because I didn't really have a game that I was like, wow, this game really popped out to me, and I want to vote for it to be a Game of the Year.
I didn't think it was a great year for games, honestly.
No, I'll be honest. This whole year, and I'm pretty much. I think I'm probably the person who plays the least games out of everybody here. I'm just very. I don't know. I'm kind of picky. Exactly. Voting for anything, Amigo. Omega Wall, sorry. But I say Omega Wall. I don't know why. All right, I don't know.
But I feel like the reason this year or this past year was so bad, like we just weren't into it, was because it was a year of battle royales. Like it became really popular in 2017 near the end. I mean, PlayerUnknown's released right end of 2017. So then people were just hopping on this craze this entire year to try and push out battle royales instead of focusing on more like single player, at least on the PC side.
Yeah. Well, here's the
Otherwise,
thing.
there's Red Dead and God
That's
of
why I
War.
said on PC side, it's more battle royale. Where you have the consoles, you have Spider-Man, God of War.
I know
Red
all
Dead,
story-driven,
really cool games.
like really
Yeah.
good story-driven games, and I'm like, man, because like those are the games I like. Like I would have played all 3 of those games if they had been on PC. I would have bought and played all 3 of those games. And I'm not even that much a fan of like I've played none of the other God of War games, and I only have a passing knowledge of Spider-Man. But like, and Red Dead, obviously I played the first one, and it's a good game, and the second game looks really good too. But yeah, it seems like especially on PC, like Black Ops 3, right? That release and had the battle royale mode on it.
Mhm.
Like you've gotten, I mean, Fortnite is obviously we talk about it every fucking time, but Fortnite is like the god of all video games. So every developer goes on, and with the success of Apex Legends, apparently it's had 10 million players, right? Like
10
that's
million?
the
Damn.
yeah. I saw an article. Let me see if I can find it. Apex Legends had
Oh,
10
God.
million. I don't know if it was concurrent or it was just 10 million players. So with 1 million concurrent.
Wasn't it? It gained 10 million players 4 times faster than Fortnite did.
Yeah, that's the thing. So the thing is like you go on and it's 10 million players. Yeah, it was way faster than what happened with Fortnite. And it has 1 million. It had 1 million concurrent, so 1 million players at the same time
That's
playing the
pretty
game.
good.
So obviously, this means that the battle royale mode is still not dead. Especially because I guess so. I guess it's a good way. I mean, we haven't really finished talking about the Steam Awards, but
We can come back.
We're working.
yeah, we can
on it.
come back to that. But while we're on this topic, we could talk about Apex. You guys, all 3 of you guys have played Apex Legends, right?
Yes.
I haven't played any because I watched the trailers and some gameplay, and I was just like, it just didn't appeal to me. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Like, do you guys like the game? Do you like it? Like, how does it differ? Because I know there are ways definitely it differs quite a lot from like a traditional battle royale game. And how does it differ in your opinion?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you the biggest difference right now between other battle royales that like just get released, is that it is complete. It's finished. It's polished, and it came out, and it's like, wow, everything like works. What the heck? This is weird for a battle royale game.
Oh, every time
Yes.
I unmute myself.
No problem. Well, the thing is about that battle royale is kind of like, yeah, it is. It's super polished as well, and also there's a whole bunch of different things that other battle royals don't have, and they could probably get some positives from if they actually did what it does.
Mm.
As like the team falling, you can have a guider that just a master. What is it? Master.
Jump master.
Jump master. That's what
Oh,
it is.
so you don't have to be like, oh man, I didn't jump at the same time you did. So is that like a thing, or how does that work exactly?
Yep.
Right. So like the leader jumps and then everyone jumps with him basically.
Yeah, and then you can also give someone else you can hold control and give it to someone else, so they're the jump master.
Huh.
And you can
Wow.
also just hold E and go your own separate route whenever you want to.
Wow. Dang.
So if you're
That's
like,
not-
I'm taking a drink,
Right,
and
right,
while
right.
someone else doing the thing. Oh, it's
That's
pretty
nice.
nice.
That's
actually.
nice. So yeah, I guess polished definitely. If not in early access, it's a full product, full completely.
And a lot of quality of life things that are just
Mm,
much nicer, like the ping stuff. Like, you see in other games like Green Elysium, but with like with Apex, it's pretty nice because you can like do enemies and
mhm.
weapons and ammo.
Right.
Different little.
I mean, it definitely the class. I assume the class system's another big one, right? Or is that just, or does that not even? Because I feel like that would be the biggest noticeable difference. But or does
It
that not
is.
even really come into play? Or it does
So
it? So it's
it's
like, wow.
very. It's actually it changes a lot with classes. So there's 8 characters in the game right now. You get 6 of them, and you have to pay for the others, or you can get them with in-game currency. And each one has a passive, a ability, and then an ultimate. And so these can kind of vary widely depending on the character. So for example, there's a defensive. There's different roles. So there's like a defensive role. One of the characters is Gibraltar. He has a shield that he can like throw down, and it's kind of like a Winston shield, right? Like it's a big dome. And, and these abilities are on pretty short cooldowns, so it's like a 13-second cooldown, so you can use it pretty
Oh wow.
pretty often. And then his passive is when he aims down sights, he has a shield that comes up in front of him. So you have like a shield in front, so you're able to last
Oh,
longer in
interesting.
firefights as this
Right.
defensive type. And then his
Okay.
ultimate is a giant bombardment that just throws missiles to the ground. So you have a character like that that's pretty defensive, kind of zoning, trying to wall an area off, keep like people off your team. And then you have a character like Wraith, I think is the person's name, and they're passive. They can hear like voices in their head warn them if there's an enemy nearby. Their ability is they kind of warp out of existence, and you become invulnerable, and you can like maneuver yourself around, so you can kind of like get out of dodge, right? Like if you're in trouble.
Right.
And then
Right.
the ultimate is a portal that you put down, and then you put it down in another spot, and everyone can use it. So she's more of like a slippery character. So depending on who you play, your play style is going to be completely different, right? Whereas Wraith is going to get in, get out sort of play style. Your
Right.
Gibraltar is going to sit there and like stay in the firefight because he can take more of the hits with his
So
shield.
obviously this has also more of an emphasis on team play then, right?
Absolutely.
Because if you have a group of 4 and you each pick different classes and you're each good at different classes, then you synergize off of each other and you have a better chance of winning instead of just like, oh, you know. And you still collect gun. I've seen like you still collect other weapons and other like, you know, power-ups and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it seems to me like they married the concept of, you know, traditional FPS deathmatch style with the Battle Royale formula, right? Is that kind
Right.
of
Yeah.
that feels
it's
somewhat,
respawn, right?
or
So-
maybe with like a hero shooter, right? As well, kind of.
yeah,
I
it's like a
guess.
hero shooter and a battle royale combined. Like, but
Yeah, it's probably better. That's better.
more emphasis on the shooting than the abilities, whereas like compared to Realm Royale, I guess, there's
That's
more
true.
ability. So it's very important. Like you need to know how to aim. It's very important in this game for sure.
And as I said in chat, that the ultimates affect your teammates as well.
Yes,
That's kind of one of the things.
and so
Okay, so you,
everything affects everyone kind of. So for example, there's a heal bot that one of the characters can put down that will heal enemies if they get close to it. So you have to know like
Oh,
where to position
weird.
your stuff.
Okay,
Yeah. I
that's
messed up by
interesting.
healing an enemy by putting down my heal bot. So
dang. Okay, that is interesting. Yeah, it looks. I mean, it looks obviously really, you know, really polished. Which is a way cool to see that. You know, a game that's finished when it comes out. It's kind of nice to see. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It doesn't even seem. I wonder. To me, it doesn't really seem like. I mean, it's already. It's weird to even say, but it's not like a traditional battle royale because I feel like. I wonder if like, and I don't know how. Quite what I'm even trying to say, but like, it's hard to quantify what I mean by that, but the like a traditional battle royale feels like in the scope of, you're dropped into an environment with nothing, right? And you have to go, and it's almost random the way, like, if you get a really good gun and you're really good at the game, you can probably win, right? Like
Yeah.
with this, you're given a little bit more like
It's-
edge right off
It's
the
slower
bat.
paced, right?
Oh, is this game? Wait, yes. So traditional, right? So like PUBG, a lot slower paced, depending, right?
PUBG is very slow, where Fortnite's very
Yeah.
fast. This is kind of
Right.
like in the middle, is what I would say.
Yeah, like exactly. So Fortnite made PUBG more casual experience, right? Made a little bit more. Who cares? I'm just gonna drop in and might listen to music or podcasts while I play Fortnite. Well, with PUBG, the people who play those games are like, okay, I'm here to get those freaking wins, and I'm gonna take it slow. It's very Arma-esque, very DayZ-esque. Obviously, PUBG kind of has roots in both those games. So, but it definitely, and yeah, this one seems like it's right in the middle where you start off with an advantage and you're not totally beholden to the items you get, or even to like if you're good enough with one class, you could probably stomp everybody. I don't know. It just seems like it's definitely a little bit different. It may not be the traditional battle royale, but I suppose that's really kind of a stupid. I mean, there's really no.
Well, so they
It's a
take
pretty
what
new genre.
you expect in a battle royale, at least for now, and they've changed a lot. So, for example, you can resurrect your teammates that are completely dead. So they drop
really?
like a little card that you can pick up, and then you take it to these little respawn points in the map, and you call them in, and they come in on a drop ship. They respawn, but they have nothing, so they have to re-get like all their gear and stuff.
Interesting. So you
and
could
so-
like wipe a whole team or wipe 3 people to a 4-man
Two.
squad, right? And
There's
then
only
two.
3-man squads.
Oh, only 3-man squads.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
Weird.
you could wipe. That is weird. So I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah, it is also interesting that they don't do 4-man; they do 3 people to a squad. I wonder
And
if
you
that's
can't
because
solo
of.
queue. It's only 3-mans.
So it has to be with. Yeah, I've seen that where it's no like by yourself. So it's a lot more team focused, obviously.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you can play with
Absolutely.
randos. Yeah, right. So you can't just be like, I want to solo, get this single. Gosh, yeah, that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so I mean, what do you like about it, and what do you dislike about it?
So, for me I don't know what I like about it. Honestly, I want to play it, but I don't know why. There's so much about it that I just dislike and just don't enjoy. Like the characters, I hate the characters. I hate all of them. Everything they do, everything they say,
Yeah,
it annoys me. It gets on my nerves, and I just want to mute them because they just. I'm tired of it. So I hate the characters. The gunplay, just it feels too slow. I feel like I'm like running through molasses when I'm sprinting. I feel like
Yeah.
when I shoot someone, everybody's a tank because they have this purple armor, which the time to kill is forever when you have that purple armor on. So getting into gunfights with anyone with higher armor, basically you're dead. You're gonna lose. So I hate the
Really?
gun, like that part of the gunplay. And then jumping is cool, respawning is cool. It just sucks when you're on the other side and people like you kill 2 people and then the other person just reses them and it's like, well, there's the whole team back, and so now I'm just stuck 1v2 or 1v3 again. And it's
Yeah,
just
see
like-
that would seem the whole resurrection thing. I didn't know about that. I don't think I've seen any of that. That seems really frustrating. Like, oh wow, I killed 2 people in the squad. The other guy got away. Oh, now we get he resurrects his teammates. That's awesome. Now we just get to lose probably because I don't know. That just seems really kind of.
Or it's uncharted. You have to like go to a station, which is usually like a pretty spread part.
yeah,
And
it's still
It's
like
like other
sometimes-
code.
it's
and
So
you're supposed
it's
to pick
fresh.
it off their
it
dead
kind of
bodies.
sets like a camping. Like if you kill someone, just camp their grave, and so then people can't respawn.
Right.
It brings up that strategy, and then, well, I mean, Carter brings up LGBT characters. Yes, that's another thing. A lot of the characters feel like they're just check boxes, where it's like we need this, we
right.
need this character, this character, this character. Yep. Okay, we got everyone.
Right.
That's what it feels like.
right.
It's kind of like Overwatch, whereas Overwatch is kind of doing that, where they have a checkbox
Well, see,
for
but the
every
way
character.
I'd argue because Overwatch does it in the way where it's everyone there is larger than life anyway, right? So you have like it's
I
all
agree.
all nations,
I'm
right?
more attached to
Zarya's
the Overwatch
big
characters.
Russian. Yeah, like right. Zarya's this big Russian bodybuilder, and it's kind of like it's supposed to be larger than life, kind of goofy, but like stereotypes, but in a positive way. Kind of that's what I would describe Overwatch
Yeah, I
has,
guess.
sort of, right? Like it's kind of stereotypical. I mean, however you feel about the game, I'm just saying that I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
they do it better. They do that in a way where it's not really annoying, and it actually like the characters feel really good. And I like all the most of the Overwatch characters when I played it back when I played it. I always enjoyed and I always liked them. So, but so you're saying you're annoyed by the Apex Legends characters?
they
Well,
just
yeah,
have, like,
that's-
feel
checkboxes.
genuine.
That's
Feels
like
like
the thing that
Feels like
bothers
some
me the
corporate white
most.
guys like, let's see, perhaps we'll put in, we gotta have these characters, right? Like,
Yeah, they're even proud that they only have one white guy in the game.
I mean, yeah, that is
But
interesting.
besides that, that's the thing that bothers me the most because it's it's supposed to be set in Timefall universe, which is a pretty serious place,
Mm,
and with the art style and the crazy characters, it doesn't fit Timefall
oh,
for
interesting.
me.
Right.
Especially since they're making it look like Fortnite with its.
Yeah, that's the thing I
Yeah.
noticed. It doesn't
I know.
look. Oh, sorry,
It just
Alex.
looks like
Go on.
Timefall
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't look like something in the Titanfall universe. At like
at all.
obviously, it seems too, not to be like an edgy 13, but definitely for what they were going for in the original Titanfall games, it's too colorful, right? It's too like, or just I don't know, just seems I don't know, different. It doesn't seem as
Yeah, and there's like more jokes in Timefall 2 and no like more lighthearted moments. But it was still like believable and
right. It took itself
most
somewhat
things
seriously.
serious. Yeah.
Right.
And this, it's like, OMG, I'm gonna kill you. Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
Smiley
That's very
face.
true.
Oh,
Right.
man.
high five while you die. Let me do peace sign. Let me do a selfie.
Oh,
Yeah.
yikes. Yeah.
Dude, today,
Yeah.
today comparing the Titanfall 2 to the Apex Origins, Titanfall 2 is such like a lot better of a game or more fun. I can only say more fun because they're not similar in any way, shape, or form. The only thing that they have is that they have the same guns that aren't the same guns.
Yeah.
The guns in Apex Legends are the same exact skinned guns, but they do different things now, which doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense. Their
Same
damages
names as well.
different. Yeah, same
Well,
names exactly. Well,
I feel like this is a big miss also. With the one thing I don't understand with Apex Legends, and I'm sure there's a design choice behind it, but the fact that there are no Titans in a game in the Titanfall universe, it seems kind of like why is this even a Titan in the Titanfall universe? Like it's pointless, right? Because Titans are a big part, and it would be kind of cool if maybe even if they just showed like maybe husks of burnt out Titans, or you know what I mean? Like I understand not everyone in this universe has Titans. There's probably somewhere in the universe where there's just people who are just normal people fighting with regular guns, right? But they don't even. There's really no mention of like these big robot mech suits that were a big part of the other games, and it would have been kind of cool to even see just like in the background, like, oh, here you are in this universe, even if it's just kind of like a nod. And the fact that they're not even like a part of it at all, it just seems.
And there's not even like any mentions of like pilots because they're like supposed to be like the Spartans of like the Timefall universe.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like even more jarring, especially without like wall running either, which is another thing that makes it not very fun gameplay wise compared to Timefall
It's
2.
slow.
It makes it
Again,
slower.
none of that
Game's
fast,
supposed to be
fluid
fast.
gameplay. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's understandable for balance and for not.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. Gameplay.
I mean, you could put a little bit of effort in that, like
What I'm
verticality.
hoping for is a
Especially
different
without
map,
Titans.
like adding a new map and introducing, like even just give a character, like bring in a new character that can wall run, because then that
Yep,
adds like
yeah.
a
Yeah, that's what I
strategy.
want. I know I'll play it
Mhm.
now.
Yeah, it seems strange. It just seems strange that it's even. It could have just been like, oh, this is just another game in the, we just decided to release a battle royale game, but the fact that it's set in the Titanfall universe and it doesn't really have any mentions of anything or any even remote, even no gameplay like styles that are close to Titanfall. You know what it would have been cool is if they did a battle royale game and somehow pull it off with the wall running. That would be interesting. That'd be a lot more interesting. Make that fluid gameplay a part of the battle royale experience. But I suppose then it'd just be more of a team deathmatch style, like, right? Because you do have to have certain there is a certain style that separates battle royale from any other kind of like team deathmatch or capture, whatever traditional FPS, because it is that
Elimination.
slower paced. It is slower paced at its core, right? Of collecting the guns and the resources and going into the circle or whatever, right? And getting closer and closer and hiding. You're a lot more stealthy and you're a lot more calculated. So yeah, it's interesting, but also they've cheapened death in this game anyway, though, because you are able to respawn. You are able to take your other teammates and respawn them, right? Like, so death isn't even like getting killed seems like less of a big deal in this game as well. So they've already diluted that kind of theme to other battle royale games. So I don't see why they couldn't do other different things. I'm assuming they probably tested wall running and stuff with Titans, and it probably just didn't work.
They tested wall running and they said it didn't work. Is what they said.
I'm assuming that it just didn't work with the gameplay. It makes sense, but then again, why does this have to be a Titanfall game? Like, right? It shouldn't be in the same universe. But I don't know.
I feel like it's just to get recognition, because there's no real reason to have it be Titanfall other than that.
Right. It reminds me of when, like, studios back in the day, they used to slap, like, oh, look, this is from, I don't know. They've done it with the Cloverfield movies. Cloverfield here. Cloverfield 10 Cloverfield Lane is just a weird horror movie that really had no connection with the Cloverfield films, but because of that branding, people went to go see it. So I assume, but I don't know. Battle Royale games are so big. I don't think they even needed to do that. But yeah, you're probably correct. That was just a branding thing. Some suit was like, gotta put the Titanfall name, or else people aren't gonna buy our game or play our game, because it's not even.
I think we're the oddballs out of this whole entire situation, because everyone else other than us, I've heard that they said that this game's amazing.
I agree.
I know. I hear nothing but good things from other people, except Danon, you, and Alex for the most part. I think and then I had no interest in even touching it. Like, I don't even care. Like, I just like.
I want to play it. I want to play more of it. Like, I want people to play it with me, but I don't know why. I hate so much about it, but I just want to keep playing it. I don't know why.
That is weird. That is strange, Dan.
I'm just so confused. Weird. I don't get why.
You have
wait till Anthem comes around next week. See you later.
Maybe I'm just looking for something. Yeah. Maybe I'm just like, free game.
Okay, well,
yes, let's
speaking of Anthem, are we done with Apex Legends? Because
I mean, unless you want to talk about the tweet they released about.
Oh yeah,
EA
let's hear a tweet.
So they released. So one of the lead developers or someone released about how they basically just dropped this on us, right? There was like rumors about it and then just came out.
Right.
And I think they have a lot of confidence in this product. And I mean, I guess it makes sense because look at its success. What they had said was basically that they were just bought by EA. Okay, Respawn is not in the best spot, having been bought by a terrible company, right? This game has loot boxes. It's a battle royale, and there's no Titanfall 3. So, like, if you release this game saying that with marketing, people are going to jump all over it. And so they said, that would be a terrible idea. We're just going to release it and let the game speak for itself.
Right.
So it's working right now, but what I'm afraid of is that within, like, a month, is that this game is there. If they don't update it enough, it's gonna fall off really hard. This has happened before with other battle royales. If you look at Realm Royale, that game released and it got it was one of the top played games on Steam for like longest time, like a week, 2 weeks.
Right.
And then Hi-Rez, being Hi-Rez, didn't update it enough, didn't like listen to what people were saying, went their own direction, and then it dropped to like a couple thousand players now. It lost 90-something% of its player base.
Yeah.
So battle royales are in a very they fluctuate a lot, and their player base can just drop immediately.
Right.
So, and what I really hope is if the game does great, hey, maybe Titanfall 3 does happen at some point. Maybe Respawn gets more funding, and we get.
Yeah. This honestly, maybe this is a smart move by Respawn, because EA is known for canceling studios that underperform, right? So if they release this and maybe, hey EA, we released your Battle Royale moneymaker, can we please make Titanfall 3 now, right? And then they'll be like,
after the Star Wars game.
I think I doubt it.
Yeah, after.
I think I doubt it because since it's gonna be making money, EA is just gonna be like, just stay on this. It's working. We're just gonna be safe and just keep working on it. Sucks. Yeah.
What was it? Oh shit, I forgot.
Yeah, well, if we want to talk about
So now we can,
Anthem.
if you want to talk about Anthem.
Or do you want to finish up the Game Awards or no?
I mean, we can go either way.
Let's talk about
yeah,
Anthem, probably.
we could finish. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're in a good position to talk about Anthem because, well,
Mm.
with this release of, was it this new battle royale game? I forgot the name. Apex Legends. No, EA stock price kind of dropped, which was kind of interesting by like 32 points, lowest it's been in, I think 2 years, which was kind of yikes. We've seen a lot of interesting stuff with EA and a couple of other studios, and their stock has kind of dipped, and a lot of their tax information has come out. So we've seen a lot of interesting stuff with that. So EA wants Anthem to do really well, and on the heels of Apex, which is doing really well, I'm sure they're probably pretty nervous because obviously I'm sure there's some studio executives like, why aren't we making a battle royale game? Look at all these they're so popular. Oh, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about Anthem. And do we have any more? I mean, do we have really much more to say about Anthem? What do you guys? I mean, has there been any more news released about it? Because I know there's only
a
things
big
I've
AMA
seen
that they did. That it was BioWare, and it was a bunch of like execs just kind of talking. People asked about monetization, no response to that.
Of course.
I'm trying here. Let me look up so that way we can get all the stuff that they mentioned. It was a Twitter AMA that they talked about.
Well, yeah, right. And I
So-
mean, it's yeah.
There was a lot of ask about solo play, and they said like they're focusing a lot on the whole matchmaking and like all the most of the game content you have to do with people, right? They're not really focusing on solo style of game. So for all those BioWare fans that like single player, it's not really for them. It seems like it's for a new audience. Other than that, I mean, it's a lot of little stuff, right? Little things that you expect in most games, like just story, sort of customization. Apparently what they said is that I think customization it's just kind of like you select a face and then that's what you get. So
Interesting.
not typical for BioWare once again.
Right, yeah, it's definitely not typical. Well, maybe they couldn't figure out face. No, I'm just kidding.
Very-
Face tracking. No.
Very important in a
Batman driver.
BioWare game, no romancing. So
Yeah, that is very unimportant. You know what? That's the worst part. Thumbs
And then
down.
Interceptor looks kind of cute. BBH.
yeah, I know,
Yeah,
right?
Kind
damn.
of quirky though.
You can't intercept her.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
Jesus.
sorry, I'll stop. No, but where is it? So yeah, I mean, so it is interesting though. But yeah, at some point, that's something. Since a lot of people have downloaded Origin to play Apex, I guess
Which-
maybe more people could take a look and be like, that $15 service for
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? If they were really huge geniuses, if there was someone with a brain at EA, you know what they would do, right?
What?
They would have the Battle Pass for Apex Legends tied to the $15 subscription service, right? So buy our subscription service, right? And here's all these epic cosmetics you can get for our Battle Royale game, right?
If you have EA Origin Access Premier or whatever, you get 1,000 in-game like currency.
Interesting.
use to
And how
spend
much is
stuff.
1,000? That quite a lot, or is that like just
It
one
buys
skin?
you
It's
10
prob-
loot boxes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that
It's
equates
probably
to.
$10, so it's probably
Yeah.
the amount for the battle pass.
Yeah,
Right.
probably.
Right. I just feel like
I bet
mean,
it buys
if they
you
had
the battle pass.
Right. They should do something if they were thinking they do like a $15 subscription and maybe it's like every month you get 10 loot boxes or something like that. Or you're like 50% XP towards loot boxes. That would literally, I'm sure, because I know they're pushing the subscription service and I wonder if we're going to see something like that. But because of how, because here's the thing, here's a positive to a subscription service, right? The popular games, if the people are subscribing to play Apex, right, it kind of bolsters the games that not as many people are playing. So maybe that means more diverse, bigger and more diverse range of content. So more like 10 million people play Apex Legends, and 1 million of those people bought subscriptions in EA Origin Access, right, or Origin Premier. I don't even care. I don't even know what it's called, but they bought right, and then some developers like, hey EA, can you give me $100,000 to build a single player, story focused Star Wars game, they're like, you know what? Yeah, we can take that hit because no matter what, we'll always have these subscribers paying us for this, and so we can give you some money because that might bring in some more subscribers or keep people playing on our service. So that is a positive. I don't know if that's how that's actually going to work in the like long run, but it might, and it'd be kind of nice if that was the case.
This is just more games as a service for Origin now, with Apex and Anthem.
Yeah.
So they're really pushing this sort of business.
Exactly. I mean, but again, it doesn't really. I suppose it also wouldn't really make sense for them to ever make a single player game again. Also, because it's like, well, why would we do that? Because someone would just subscribe. What? Someone would just buy our game? That's insane. buy a game once. What are we gonna do that? Smokes a cigar. And he burns the stupid employee who says that with his cigar. Idiot, you're fired. No. So that's a bit of a shame because. But it is also interesting that EA stock price dropped, and Activision, Blizzard, apparently there are rumors they're going to lay off a bunch of employees, which is really kind of
these companies, man. Well, I mean, it didn't help. Battlefield 5 did not meet sales expectations at all.
Was it
50% like under or something like that, like crazy.
Yeah. But it's like, is that too? Because what was their sales expectation?
It was 10 million, and it only made like 6 million or something like that, I think.
Only 6 million. I mean,
well,
part of me wonders how much of like an unrealistic, expectation, right? Like, it kind of annoys me sometimes when like this game underperformed. I'm like, according to who? Like,
yeah.
You want to shift 10 million copies, right? Because you wanted all of the money, right? 6 million isn't good enough. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I think the reason why the Battlefield 1 was the main downfall is because they tried to change things up after Battlefield 4. Because Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and Bad Company and all those other ones were great. And then once they came out with Hardline, everything changed.
Right.
That was the day that everything went downhill.
That's
Hardline.
Oh, and I wonder. Hardline
I actually enjoyed that game.
Not a good game, like at all. Like, I'll be honest, that game
it was okay.
Not a $60 game.
But
it wasn't $60. It was more of
it was a neat idea. Like, okay,
yeah.
We're taking the idea of it's police. Which is also kind of
cops and robbers.
Like, it's like cops and robbers, but then it's also like, well, that's a strange, real world implication because it's really bad when cops like shoot and murder people. Like, it's like we try to avoid that. For the most part, we try to just arrest people. And there were like the campaign was kind of weird because like you'd go into a place and you'd just be like, pop, pop, pop. They're all dead. It's like, okay, interesting. It's not
usual day life.
Yeah, just how it be. It's like okay, that's kind of strange. But yeah, the cops and robbers that was kind of a fun. If you kind of take some of the other real world stuff out, it's kind of a fun, neat idea. But yeah, Hardline was kind of strange. I wonder, was that also kind of just when FPS like games kind of were on the decline a little bit as well? Like, right? Because I know for the longest time, Call of Duty and Battlefield were like the top dogs, and they made all the money, right, in the games industries. It was always FPS game, modern military shooters, as some people called it.
I think Ghost came out around that time.
Right.
Ghost.
I think it was Overwatch time as well.
Yeah, I mean, but then like I'm saying like the military FPS kind of was on the decline, right? Because then you got hero shooters and like MOBAs. I felt like hero shooters and MOBAs became kind of the next big thing, and then now we're in kind of battle royale kind of territory. I don't know.
We are in the VR era for sure.
VR era, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have left the MOBA era. And we're in VR world territory.
Definitely. So yeah, cash game or also the card game. I mean, it's always interesting to see these little trends, and each developer goes, "Ooh, this was really successful. People must want to play." And it's like the thing I think they don't understand is like there'll be a niche, right? Because some people are like they think they know what they want, but people really don't know what they want, right? So. A game will come out like Minecraft, right? And it will scratch an itch of like a billion people who go, holy crap, I never even knew I wanted to play a game like this, but this is just so much fun, right? And then, 1,000 million, if you go on Steam today and you search like sandbox survival, like
if you went on Xbox 360, there's like
yeah, exactly. on any back in the day, you'll get flooded with just oversaturation. And then you know, a game like Hearthstone came out, right, and it did online card games amazingly well, and then everybody jumped on that, and now there's like 50 billion people, you know. But what developers don't understand is that it's just because one thing was successful, right? It's like people want a bunch of different
Choices.
people
They want
like
choices.
different choices, right? And there will be games that will come out and they'll fill a niche and they'll be very popular. But you shouldn't just focus on, like EA said, they blamed their dropped revenue source in an article. They said they blamed it on single player content, right? They said this because people don't want to play single player content. That really doesn't make any sense though, because they haven't really released any really good single player. Just when was the last game that you've bought that was just a single player game?
Andromeda.
Right. That was
Well,
purely. Did Andromeda have multiplayer options in it,
It
as
did.
well?
It did,
See,
but
every game now always has a always has multiplayer. It's very rare you'll just play. Wait, sorry, Hunter, go on.
Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil 2.
Oh,
That's
see,
it.
but that's a re-release of an old game, right? That's
That's
not a
it.
new. That's not a new game. That's a re-release. Like I'm saying that,
You
like,
could say it's a new game.
well, no, I'm saying, but like, and I'm not saying like all games are multiplayer, but the fact that EA is blaming their missteps on the fact that they don't have any. It's because they blamed it on single player games. It's kind of ridiculous to me because, like, single player games are I'm saying from like AAA studios, right?
Right.
AAA studios.
AAA
Subnautica is a good example of
first
a
party.
great single player
So-
game.
Okay, it's consoles. We're talking like we're PC kind of focused, centric here, but there's actually
Yeah.
a lot of single player sort of console games that have been released that are
Right,
very
like God of
successful.
War. Right. But I'm saying, but by EA and those people, they're like, people just want open world,
Right.
PUBG games, right? And it's like, well, and they canceled all those. They canceled developers that are really good at making single player games. They've canceled games,
Visceral.
right? And then they just shut them down,
Oh, yeah.
right? So that's really upsetting to me. But yeah, like the games like Subnautica, very fun game. It's a super fun, purely single player focused game, right? You know, there are definitely big exceptions like God of War. We talked about Spider-Man, and then what was the other one?
Red Dead.
Red Dead.
Red Dead, right? Yeah, and all those games are single player, and they've been wildly successful, right? But it just seems like the more and more studios kind of move away from that, and they don't
Even
like
like
single player experiences.
I think I saw something where like even Rockstars are disappointed that Red Dead
Yeah,
didn't. But that's just great with some of these growing like big companies.
yeah, that's it's always frustrating when it's like, yeah, we sold 8 million copies of a single player game. It's like we're disappointed by the sales because we didn't make literally all the money in the world. That's the most disappointing, you know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it's frustrating because like and then because I understand from a business perspective, it's way better if you release a one-time battle royale game that you just keep patching, and it makes tons more money because you don't have to hire as many people and you don't have to be as creative. You can just like, if you could keep the same game alive for 10 years and make the same amount of money,
You can
if
release
not more money,
breadcrumbs. Just keep
yeah,
them satiated.
exactly.
There you go.
Just be like, oh, every 4 months we're gonna do a little content update. You know, It's
Battle
like,
pass, new battle pass
ooh,
every 3 months.
here's new season of this, whatever,
Mhm.
right? So if they can do that, it makes perfect business sense to not make single player games, like,
Yep.
which is slightly
Oh,
upsetting.
yeah.
But
All day.
you know,
And if they didn't give all their big CEOs shit ton of money for no reason, then not
Right.
even
you know, I do wonder that as well. Like you lay off their, you know, EA or Activision Blizzard's laying off all those employees. And I wonder how many of the shareholders just got like a $10 million bonus, right? And they're like, well, we can't keep these people employed. Let's fire them.
exactly.
So I don't know.
It's one of those things, I guess. It's just
Yeah.
it's also a,
Thank you.
definitely. Wait, what?
What?
What are you gonna say? You say?
Oh, that was just I was saying anything.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Speaking of which, we still got to talk about the Xbox Live on the Switch.
Oh yeah,
Kind of interesting
it's really interesting.
Yes.
topic. Which
It's
is like
actually-
a big surprise.
I wonder if this was because there were rumors back like a long time ago, like last year, where they were talking about achievements on the Switch, where we're talking about like Nintendo is going to put in achievements for all their games. And I wonder if that rumor stems from this.
Oh, wow, that's
Like,
a big brain
Microsoft
move.
achievements being in Nintendo games.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's so okay. This is so weird to me that this has happened, and it makes me wonder if Microsoft is just kind of is like, do we even have to sell consoles? Can we just sell our OS systems? Like, can we just like can we just be like, I don't know, sell Windows and sell, and because it doesn't really matter they don't really need a console because, I mean, at this point, it's really weird the way the Xbox One is kind of going, where you can use a mouse and keyboard now, and they're blurring the line between like the console experience and like a PC experience. So it is kind of interesting that they're going that route. I mean, I doubt they're probably still going to release consoles, but I bet you they make more of their money selling OS systems, right? And like their services, like the Windows Store. If they can push, the more people they can give that to, the better probably for them. Yeah. It's really interesting that they went this way with Nintendo. And it's even more, to me, the weirdest thing is that Nintendo would even say yes to this. I don't know, like, just like, sure.
Yeah.
Nintendo's so open now. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It's like
weird.
they've switched sides. I know Sony is now the people who are like, what's crossplay?
Old man Sony.
Yeah. Old man
Crossplay? You're telling me not everybody is just gonna buy a PS4 to play games? That's wrong. That's a lie. And I go, oh my god. And then now Nintendo's like, yeah, let's do all this cool shit. Yeah, we'll put Xbox Live onto our service, which is good because I mean, yeah, it's strange. So is that replace? So I'm kind of confused as to how this is integrating.
It is so basically what it is they're releasing a dev kit that is used. It's called like the XDK, which is the I'm assuming Xbox dev kit, cross-play dev kit,
Yeah,
something
probably
stand for. And so it's used. It's by developer basis, so it's dependent on the game. Not all Nintendo stuff will have this. And basically it allows you to implement Microsoft sort of services like the friends list, maybe the party system, I'm not sure, achievements, that kind of stuff into your game. So if you're playing a game like, I don't know, there's some indie game that you're playing on the Switch and it has an achievement on the Xbox. You get that achievement on your Switch, it sends it to your Microsoft account and counts towards that account now. And so it's kind of
it's also
integrated.
Cross-play, correct? Right. So like if you're playing a multiplayer game and Timmy has an Xbox and little Johnny has a Switch, they can both play the same game if the Switch version has the Xbox.
Yes.
Live.
The developers have done that.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that is pretty cool.
You know what? A personal hope of mine is that you could. I'm hoping that you could. Yes, I hope that you could stream Xbox games on the Switch and maybe use the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, that
would.
be
It's like, but it's all
crazy.
being powered from the Xbox.
Yeah.
Right, I see what you're saying.
They have that already exists kind of on the PC, right? You can stream Xbox games to the PC. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
so it probably wouldn't take too long. It's really interesting. I wonder if it was just Nintendo going, our multiplayer friend system kind of sucks. Why don't we just
then use
tell
Microsoft.
developers to use Microsoft's? We're geniuses.
No, friend code's awesome.
No, yes. So, I bet someone's just like, who is it? Iwata? Who's the guy who does
Reggie
Smash?
Fils-Aimé? Smash? Oh, it's
makes Smash?
Sakurai.
He's just like, damn. Okay, I'm just gonna use this in Smash. Real
Master
quick,
Chief.
update it. Okay, now you can use. Master Chief for Smash.
Perfect.
I mean, yeah,
thank
it's
God.
really interesting. I wonder if they're just like, this software side, it really isn't our strong suit, because it's kind of true. Like the Wii was always really weird with like how everything worked on that. The Wii U was also kind of weird.
Their
like,
online service has always been
their online service is really kind of
janky.
bad.
Yeah.
Just not good at all. Like
I feel like this isn't going to go to their first party games. I feel like this.
Yeah,
is only
I
gonna
don't
be
think so
third-party
either. There's
games.
no way. Yeah, for sure. But it was just kind of funny to me that maybe they're just like, well, no developer is going to want to use our implementation for how we do things, so we'll just give them Microsoft's because theirs is actually good. So it's kind of like, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
maybe it is kind of unfortunate that you have to actually use your phone in order to talk in game voice chat. which is kind of
It was really
over
so
Yeah.
weird.
something that you shouldn't have to do because it's like another step of the puzzle. So
It's like
okay,
another.
I
What if
wanna-
someone doesn't have? I mean, do you guys not have phones? But what if someone doesn't have phones? Like, I
Like,
mean,
if you're
Yeah.
going to use the Nintendo app, just download Discord on your phone and use Discord.
yeah,
on
exactly.
your
It's like there's no
phone.
exactly. It doesn't make any sense. It's so weird. It's so weird, and the fact that like they don't. There's no in-game app on the Switch, yet you can play. This still gets me every time. You can play music on your Switch, but you can't like. There's no way they integrated voice chat onto. They didn't. Why? Why? Anyway, why is there no app for the? Why? I don't understand. I don't
What the
get
heck,
it.
bro?
I don't understand.
Nintendo, what are you doing?
Please, please. No, but yeah, this is actually really. I think it's a really good, positive move. And in
I
fact, I think,
Mhm.
who was it? Who makes Paladins?
Hi-Rez.
He said Hi-Rez.
I
Yeah.
mean, technically, it's
He's-
not Stoneforge.
He
Evil Mojo.
said, hey,
something like that.
he said it brought a little new life into this game. You know, he said it was better for. He's like, it's cool. This is brought injected a little touch of life because it brought new players from both sides because both communities, I guess. I mean, it's obviously a really small kind of dead game, but like, it's like, hey, it's kind of brought a new little fresh jolt to life in it, you know. So yeah, Dan, that's right. I said,
I enjoy
said
Paladins.
Paladins is
Okay,
dead.
I find it
Dead.
very enjoyable.
all right, we're gonna be doing a post Paladin stream. No, I'm just kidding.
Geez.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Crossplay with Paladins is a good idea, a good move, and it helps the player
Yeah.
base 100%.
It's cool. It's neat. It's nice. So any existing Microsoft multiplayer free to play game, you can basically get it. You know, if it's going to be on Switch, you can play with your buddy who owns an Xbox. If you own a Switch, it's just another move in the right direction.
Yep.
Can we get crossplay for? Can we please put Nintendo games on PC? That's all. I want. Okay? Can we just have crossplay on everything so I don't even have to buy a Switch?
I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
That's never going to happen. There's no way.
Oh, I wish.
The dream. But yeah.
I
So.
know. And I mean, I think with that, it's just a move to no longer this console wars. I think we're moving
Exactly.
away from that finally.
It's been.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It was pointless when it was going on. I mean, most PS4, Xbox One, they're comparable. They're sure you can say one is probably stronger. Like I'm sure, like, you know, whatever, or one has a better, or one has the best exclusives. But in the end, this is way better for the consumer. It gives the consumer more power. You have to buy less things. Like if you don't have enough money for a Switch or an Xbox, or, you know, to buy both, you only have to buy one. It's still nice because maybe you want more Switch games, but you still want to play Paladins with your friend who has an Xbox, and you decide to buy your Switch, and everyone wins. It's way better. It's a really positive thing. So I really,
I
Very
think
nice.
exclusivity still drives the market, but I think
Yeah.
exclusivity amongst like multiplayer games does not help.
right. And so I understand like an exclusive for, you know, Nintendo will always have their exclusives. Sony will always have theirs. Xbox will also have theirs. You know, it's a way to try and entice people. Like, hey, look at. I mean, I've never been more tempted to buy a PlayStation 4 with the three really good games on there. You know that you can't get on PC or Switch or anything.
No, it's sort of becoming reverse where PCs can do exclusives that are like bullshit, and console is like, oh, you can do this.
I know there's a lot of really good
Okay.
single player content on
Okay.
consoles. So
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
interesting. And I wonder if the reason for PC not having as much single player stuff is if you have a PC, you obviously have an internet connection, and not everyone who has a console will always be guaranteed to have an internet connection, right? So it's not always a given. But if you own a computer, everyone's like, you have internet, right? Most people have internet, but also the fact that they can sell you a console with single player games that you don't need an online connection for probably also might add to that a little bit.
And these days, it kind of sucks if you don't have internet. Because if you buy a game, it usually has the update on launch. So
Yeah, which is also weird. 'Cause, like, yeah, I agree. Which is also weird because like, don't you, if you buy a disc right for a game, you put it into your console.
Mhm.
Does it like start an update usually?
You have to install. So you have
Oh,
to
yeah.
install games. Every game you download or buy, you have to install.
Why do we have why can't you put that onto the compact disc?
It's
I don't
beca-
understand.
So it's mainly because it helps the game run. That's the main thing why they want you to install it. It just sucks because these games are like 60 gigabytes, and I only
Yeah,
have
I
500
know.
gigabyte hard drive on that PS4. So
I know.
I got like 5 games and I'm done. So
I know it's so
Later.
weird. Discs are so obsolete. I know. I mean, the CDs have never been, or DVDs. Oh God, what is it actually? What's the form? It'd be
What?
DVD-ROMs. Thank you. Have never been a good thing for storage anyway. Like they've always been pretty crap.
They're not good for reading off of either.
Yeah, I feel like cartridges. I think we were talking about.
Cartridges have always been superior. Yes.
Yeah, they've always been better, but for some reason CDs were pushed, probably because they looked more futuristic and epic.
Yeah, I don't know why CDs became so popular. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's all about lobbying, Danon. I don't know. I
guess you're right. Lobby talk.
Those darn, I don't know, those darn people in Congress making them law. No, that has nothing to do with it. But yeah,
CDs could store way more data. I guess back then, but now that's not the case. Now CDs are no longer.
It's also cheaper because cartridges they take.
Yeah, back then yeah, right. But the technology has changed.
I guess that makes sense. Tape, and because we read data differently.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's the way. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah,
most cartridges don't scratch.
Yeah, you don't get the laser.
No, I never. By the way, I've never finished Super Mario Galaxy because the CD had a scratch.
No.
And it's literally right. So Bowser is standing, and I don't think this is even the ending, but you beat Bowser, and he's standing on the planet, right? And he's like, "My kingdom," and then it stops and says, "This can't be read." And I'm like, I've never finished it. I've never finished the game.
Could beat X-Men Publix too.
Damn. It's just a sad state of affair.
Man, feels scratched, man.
That happened to
feels scratched, man. Damn, Borderlands unplayable.
Fell and I put it out and it was just a whole ring. I was like,
nice.
I remember I got Borderlands 2. I went to Dana's. We were like playing on 9 together on my own Xbox, and then it was tipped over.
Damn. I never finished Zelda's Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask on a disc? What the heck?
What is this? That can't be
depressing.
Right.
It is depressing.
Okay, move on.
Rings.
Yeah, this is sad.
Yeah, let's move on.
Stop.
Move
there was a little
Steam
trick
Awards?
that never worked where they're like, if you put a piece of banana on your disc and let it sit, and then wipe it off. Yeah. There's all the little. If you looked up how to fix scratch disc, or if you're mom and pop. I know that we had a mom and pop game shop that they had a disc cleaner. Oh yeah, toothpaste. They had a disc cleaner where you they put it in and it would
I know someone who
clean
had
the
one.
disc apparently, and then we'd take it out and put it back, and it never worked. They never worked.
Yeah.
Sad.
They have a resurfacing thing that just scratches off the surface and then you have a new.
Right, but it's I mean,
it doesn't work all the time.
It doesn't. Yeah, it didn't work for Super Mario Galaxy because I remember taking it down there. Damn. Well, let's see. Are we gonna wrap up with a little more talk about Steam Awards, or do you got another couple other topics, or
did we talk about the Activision stuff?
Layoffs?
Yeah.
It's just a rumor. Activision, a lot of game companies. I guess this was a bad year for games companies for the most part. A lot of them have missed their targeted goals for how much their quarterly or their yearly annual goal of money they want to make. And it's a rumor, but there's a rumor that this Tuesday Activision Blizzard is planning to lay off a bunch of employees and close a bunch of stuff. So it's a bit rough.
Yeah, just the free-to-play market is becoming more popular. So it's harder to sell games when you have high-quality games coming out on the free-to-play.
Mm-hmm. Where it can be supported by whales like us who buy battle passes.
That's true.
Well, that makes them more money. All you need are a couple whales that make up for the tons of free-to-play.
Yeah, I know.
Games, so.
Although we're probably not, we're probably not whales. We're we're dolphins or whatever they call them. We're the middle guys who don't buy hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of V-Bucks. We buy $10 worth of V-Bucks.
I've definitely pumped more money than I wish to mention into Fortnite. That's for sure, and other free-to-play games.
I know.
They're free to play.
Not talking about that. Anyways,
we don't talk about Hearthstone either on this disgusting hundreds of dollars. Oh no!
Free to play games, man. They get you.
Sorry, they get you.
I mean, I got Destiny 1 twice and all the expansions twice.
That's my inner feelings, basically.
Yeah, that screaming. Same. That's my bank account moaning.
I'm so sorry, Alex.
Yeah.
I give it a month and I'll have my own room, maybe.
Good.
Ooh,
Good.
Maybe.
epic.
Hey, when time
But
comes,
that-
man.
Yep.
But meantime, Nephi's gonna.
Next time on Lobby Talk. No, I'm just
All
kidding.
right. So,
Nephi's gonna.
Steam Awards,
Steam
Yeah, let's
Awards.
finish up with a little more Steam Awards. So we're
Next
on
one.
VR
PUBG
Game of the Year.
VR Game of the Year. Then you can read this
Not
one.
deserved.
What?
All right. Should I read what it?
Drum
the
roll,
under-
please.
So, VR Game
Yeah,
of the Year.
do the runners up, of course. Of
Well,
course.
I already showed it, so people already know what it is.
Oh, Dan, you
Oh,
ruined
sorry.
everything.
Look, it was the Elder Scrolls VR.
No,
all right?
wow, what a
Yeah,
surprise.
Why
I
did
can't believe
that-
Super-
Skyrim won again.
Yeah, Todd Howard gets another award. He's like, wow, I am so honored. Please buy Fallout 76, please.
Labor of Love.
I don't understand why Super Hot or Beat Saber or VR Chat, all three of those are way better games.
I know, super hot VR. Like,
Super
that's so good.
fantastic
Oh,
VR
VR
game.
was nuts. Dude.
Yeah.
This is Skyrim in VR.
I don't understand why it's like Skyrim VR. It's like, wow.
Doesn't make sense. It literally, to me, as the person that played VR for a while, this is like what?
Yeah,
Why
I know.
did
It's like,
Skyrim get the
why?
award when clearly Beat Saber should have got it or VR Chat should have got
VR
it?
Chat or
Honestly,
Beat Saber,
Yeah,
yeah.
if PUBG wins Game of the Year, then I don't see why VR Chat wouldn't win VR Game of the Year.
I don't understand why either, because
we're
it was
looking
so
popularity-wise?
insanely. This time, VR Chat. This time last year was like, I couldn't get away from it, or even I guess
It was everywhere.
probably more like
It was
yeah,
in
but
meme
it was still-
culture. It
Yeah, I
was
know.
on
For like
YouTube,
January,
Twitch.
February, March. It was
everywhere.
VR Chat all over.
Mhm.
Yeah, that game was like. I'm surprised, but whatever. I guess we get to have freaking Todd Howard gets another award. So okay, then the next category, what's it called? Labor of Love, which is okay. And the description before we show it, Dan.
Oh, okay.
This game has been out for a while. The team is well. Did you already unveil it?
Nope.
I can't
I swear-
believe it. I can't. You know what?
We need to coordinate these things
I
earlier. I'm sorry.
swear.
You said it while I was scrolling down.
I mean, you know what? Actually, it doesn't matter. Let's
It
scroll
doesn't
down.
matter. These can
Who
be seen easily,
cares?
so
Who
it's fine.
cares?
Anyway,
This is
Go.
I'm a little angry because there's a game on here that is much better than all these other games.
I just noticed it.
I
Oh,
want you
okay.
guys to tell me which game should have
I'll
won.
be
okay?
honest. I voted for Path of Exile. So
No Man's. Oh boy. Oh,
No.
I see it now, Aaron.
Obviously,
Okay.
started. Okay, if you could talk about a game that's a real labor of love, a game made by one person, okay,
There you
over the
go.
course of like 6 years, okay, all right, and he made all the music, all the
yeah,
everything.
but how
keep
much did he
supporting the game.
update in the past year? Really?
Well, yeah, he did one big update, and he's
See?
making more. Okay,
Path of
You
Exile
can-
had
okay.
like 4.
In this new update, though, you could marry. In the new update, you could marry Shane. Okay, so I'm just saying he's the town drunk, and everyone wanted to marry him. And he's like, okay, you can now marry him.
God, dude.
Oh,
How many
my
V-Bucks is?
God.
I swear to God, no. Okay, but
But Grand Theft Auto, like that
I
game.
actually really like.
you
I like
can't-
this category though. I like this
I do
category.
too,
I,
I do
think
too.
Okay,
it's
this
kind of
category's
weird.
more accurate than the rest of them.
I was gonna say, but it's
Yeah.
also it's kind of a weird category because it's saying like, yeah. Anyway, no, it's great. It's great.
It's a game that's been out for a while, well past the first unveiling of their
Yeah.
creative baby. Yeah, okay, I see.
And they've kept adding to it. And I like how Dota 2 is in that game. It's like, what? All right, Val.
Go to
Steam.
bye-bye.
And No Man's Sky is on there, which actually that
did
probably
get a lot of
game-
updates.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
It does.
that does make sense. Yeah, and Stardew Valley. It is kind of weird though that Stardew Valley is even in that category because it got like 2 updates, and they were pretty sizable updates. But I'm like, I don't know, it's interesting.
Right,
and
so
of course, this is no surprise because everyone has to be freaking head over heels in love with this developer. But they have the best developer category.
I won't say it if you want to unveil it.
So they're pretty seedy, and they're red. So it's epic.
I'll scroll down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got the good folks over at CD Projekt Red.
There were a lot of
Ubisoft.
people in this. Yeah, wow.
I really honestly
They make good
I-
games, but not good practices.
Paradox is on here, and they should be past everybody except for maybe CD Projekt Red because Paradox, man,
think
they made
DE?
games like excuse me,
Digital
what?
Extremes?
Digital Extremes.
That's Warframe?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they should be on there for sure. I feel like
Yeah,
yeah,
they're on
Ubisoft,
there.
Bethesda's. Yeah, I know. I meant saying like
Oh.
higher up. No, sorry, but like Capcom, Squeenix. It's like, are you kidding me? Like these.
Yeah.
Come on. Like Paradox, they're really community. Paradox sells a lot of DLC. I will give you that, but they make really good games. And they're really like involved with their community. Like they're always with their community.
Yep.
They're really good. Yeah, Digital Extremes, Warframe, another really really good game. That game, first of all, probably should have been in the other category. I don't know why Warframe.
Yeah, that
Uh,
should have been
yeah.
Labor of Love.
That should have definitely
That's true.
that is under Labor of
Probably
Love
beat
because
out
that
Stardew
game is
Valley.
always being updated. That game is like better now than it has. Like that game keeps getting better. Like anybody who's really into Warframe, I feel that's pretty nice that they're into that because that game always gets like 2 new Warframes every couple months. You know, that's what it feels like. I'm not quite into that as much, but
There's new Warframes coming out now.
They do
too.
update all
Yeah.
the time, though, for sure.
they really do. So I really Digital Extremes is great. CD Projekt Red, they're always pretty great. Paradox, really good, but the other ones, I mean, I don't really like Ubisoft that much. Bethesda's all right, I suppose.
Bethesda's trash. I hate Bethesda,
Yeah.
honestly.
Rockstar, I've
Feels
never
like
liked.
Bethesda.
I've never liked Rockstar, to be honest. They're not a very good
As a
developer.
developer, yeah, I don't like them.
No, they make great games, but as a developer, they're bad. I mean, actually, no. Same with Bethesda. They don't even make good games. You know what? I'm angry about how many hours I've sunk into Elder Scrolls.
Bye,
That's
new
your
Skyrim,
fault, Walt.
new
It is
Skyrim.
my fault. And
And
I'm
how
probably
many
gonna buy a
hours
new
I
Elder
spend
Scrolls game.
fall for?
Now just play it in VR. That's the next
Yeah,
thing.
woo. And then I mean all these. I didn't even Clay. What is KLEI?
Clay, those are the guys who
Don't
did.
Starve.
Yeah.
Don't
mhm.
Starve.
Don't
Oh, I
Starve.
love. Yeah.
Oxygen not included.
Crypto the Necrodancer. Right. They're a good developer too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm surprised that Ubisoft got second. It's kind of weird to me because I feel like a lot of people. I myself shit on Ubisoft a lot because I hate pretty much all of their games, and I hate. I don't. Yeah, I just don't like them. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
Like,
Rainbow
if you
Six.
had to pick EA or Ubisoft, I'd say Ubisoft is the worst developer. I'm not even like.
Really? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I.
It's
okay,
so chic to hate on EA. It's like overdone at this
It's
point.
more controversial.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
I
yeah.
That's
absolutely-
true.
I absolutely do not like.
Ubisoft has
Ubisoft.
gotten better lately. They
They're
used to
always
be
interesting.
much worse.
The thing I appreciate about Ubisoft, I guess, or I don't even know how to say, is they do a lot of what's that called? Accessibility things in their games. They
Yeah.
are. Yeah, they do like a lot. So if
That's
you're,
interesting.
they have like really nice. I think they're the first kind of people to implement a colorblind option. Don't quote me on that. That might not be. That might be incorrect. And they might have
Quote.
done other things. Yeah, don't quote. But yeah, so best developer. I'm gonna run down to best environment. Again, not too much of a surprise the winner because again the internet is very predictable. Subnautica, I like how Subnautica's on there because I tell you what, I've never been more creeped out about exploring. Like whenever you go in the water, I still get that. I typically don't care for. I mean, most people don't care for like the ocean, I suppose, but
It's true.
like being trapped, stranded. But every time I go in and you hear like if you're swimming around at night and you hear those noises and
Yeah,
your room's
agree.
dark, It's-
Oh,
The reef backs.
It's- yeah, exactly.
Oh.
When I was first in that game, it can be pretty creepy. There's perfect times where you're peaceful. It's like it's awesome swimming around and you're like going around. But even then, there's always that little bit of fear where you're like, damn, like I could get clapped by a mega. What's the Leviathan called? Reaper Leviathan. Thank you.
But, I mean, think about like what The Witcher 3 looks like, what those
Yeah.
environments look like. Like,
Oh yeah,
man,
for sure.
that-
No.
damn.
I
Hey,
agree. It is a great. I mean, you can obviously tell The Witcher is a labor of love.
Mhm.
I love how you can just go in and there's a lot to do. Every environment looks beautiful.
One thing.
Not for free with Epic Games.
Next year, Anthem's gonna win this category. Tell you that
Oh
now.
my!
Anthem is going to win this category.
But
Anthem
wait,
is not
they're
on
not on
Steam.
Steam.
It's only Origin.
But they got. God damn.
See, Hunter, it's too. But are you saying Anthem's going to be
Too
Game of
many
the Year next
launchers.
year?
I don't know about
Ooh,
that.
predictions?
Predictions.
We can all look
I
like
would say-
fools.
If
Guys,
Anthem
that's great.
could
We
be-
should, guys. Okay, next episode, I want you guys to come with a list of 5 games that you like. We're gonna do the categories from the Game Awards, so then we can look like
Double
absolute
predictions.
fools. We can look like
Yes.
absolute fools
I like it.
during the Game Awards.
Great
Okay, so we look like dumbasses. Yeah. So
Oh,
then Tomb
yeah.
Raider, Far Cry 5, Dark Souls 3, definitely very good environment. You know, I'll be
Good
honest.
idea.
I love the Steam Award categories much more than I like the Game Award categories. They're so much more like, this makes sense. This is a great. These are better categories.
Yeah, except for last year. Oof.
Yeah, last year sucked.
Last year categories were like, what?
Yeah,
How am I
no,
supposed
last
to
year
pick a game
categories.
for
I'm
that?
saying this year for sure is great.
Yeah,
but,
that's pretty straightforward.
so Better with Friends.
Better with Friends. Yes.
Payday 2. That was the one that won,
No.
or was it Rainbow
Rainbow
Six?
Six.
Rainbow Six Siege won.
Oh wow, why that's weird.
I mean, either or.
They don't have Rainbow
the
Six
first
on the drop down thing.
They do. It's in the middle.
Yeah, they
Oh,
put it
it's-
on the
it's
middle.
Hmm?
It's in the middle. It's with the
But
new.
why? That's not. But wait a sec.
Why
But
is
look
it-
at all the all the
Because
other
that's
ones.
the order they were shown in.
I'm gonna. Oh god, I'm gonna be sick.
Why is Danger Zone on here?
I
It's
don't
Valve.
even know.
That's why. Like, we're gonna put our own game on there.
I mean, wait. Is this not even CS:GO?
It's the Battle Royale CS:GO.
It's a Danger
What?
Zone.
That's so bad. That's like
That means
CS:GO,
go
but not fun. And CS:GO
It's
already
CS:GO in
isn't very
general.
fun. Yeah.
Oh, it's just CS:GO in general. So it's just CS:GO
Oh,
got
really?
Better with Friends.
Oh, okay. Just,
I don't
It just
understand
has
that.
that thumbnail.
It has the Danger Zone thumbnail. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, that's kind of strange. And then we got, Payday 2, Rainbow Six,
I
Overcooked.
think Rainbow Six Siege makes sense the most.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
no,
think any of
I
those
think
stood a chance.
That's another game that I have wanted to shoot myself on multiple occasions for hearing so much about. So
Yeah.
obviously people are having lots of fun with it, and it's obviously a very good game.
I mean, Payday 2 is very solo. You do solo. That's why I do.
Well, but
That's
they're
still
saying,
fun.
but with friends, it seems like all the games are like, hey, we're all playing. You know, it's like six people to a team playing Siege. You know, I saw a lot of that this year, so this one definitely makes sense.
PUBG.
I mean, Payday 2 is honestly unplayable unless you're playing it with friends. I mean, I feel like that game is just not fun unless you're playing with friends. But I don't know.
I think it's fun. I enjoy myself playing alone.
Okay,
Like,
Alex.
I'm still certain people who aren't
Whoa!
interested.
Whoa!
Yes. You trying to say something, Hunter? You were trying to say something earlier when I was talking about Rainbow Six.
Oh, I was just saying that's the one I voted for. Yeah, I was like, that's
yeah,
definitely
no.
the one that you play with friends. It's a lot more.
Oh
fun.
yeah, I agree.
If you play by
Definitely.
yourself, it's not gonna have that great of a time.
Like, especially because you'd be like, these people aren't listening to me. You just start crying.
And then you can be your friends and be like, oh, these people aren't listening to me.
Damn, Alex. Damn. Toxic. Shit, dude. All right, we're gonna go do best. Okay, before we scroll
Alternate
down,
history. Okay, I won't scroll down yet.
Oh, dear God. This
one upsets me on a
Best
spiritual
alternate
level.
history.
I don't even see why it's okay.
This is an interesting. First of all, this is just a strange category, but I guess there was enough games kind of in the genre. But yeah, so let's look at the winner for best
All right.
alternate history.
Alternate history. Hey.
It's Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is interesting because Ubisoft is kind of peddling this as just like real life, like this is history, right? Like history, and you're looking at it. It's almost like it's kind of funny that this is even in the category because they're like, this is just historically accurate game, even though it's not, because like
They're gods.
well, also the fact that ancient Greece was a very
Can't-
patriarchal, chauvinist society, so a woman assassin out in public would literally have not been tolerated, as horrible as that sounds. Like, women had no respect back then, which was terrible. But, like, especially like Greece, they're kind of a terrible society, especially towards, like, it was just like, you know what you're going to do if you're a woman? You're going to literally never leave your house. And it's like, oh, wow, that's awesome.
Like,
So-
honestly, Wolfenstein should have won. I don't see how in the world that
Well,
didn't.
okay, I'm going to...
think
Hearts of Iron.
Wolfenstein-
I don't know. Have any of you guys ever played any of the Hearts of Iron?
Nope.
No.
So, Hearts of Iron 4, it's Paradox, so they do a lot of the strategy games. This game is perfect alternate history because you can do it where you could... Okay, so you can be France, right, during World War II, but you can be France and you can go fascist. So you can join Hitler, right, if you want. Or you can be the U.S., and then the U.S. will have a... You could do it where you seed rebellion in the U.S., and the U.S. has a civil war during World War II, or General MacArthur becomes the president. Or you can do it where you're Africa and you build up an empire and you go and you actually take over the world. So you can be like the king of, I don't know, like...
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, or
pretty
you
sweet.
can be Russia, and in the game you can be Russia and right off the bat join the United States, or you can be Germany and convince the United States to turn fascist, and then you in the United States take over the world along with Germany. And then, or you can be Britain and you can go communist, and you can become communist Britain and take over Germany that way, but then also go to war with the U.S. So there's a lot more branching paths.
Is it a 4X game, or is it like what style? Is it
RTS?
RTS?
Okay, so
like what is it?
It's not RTS. It's like country management essentially, right? So you have your country, and you have to. I mean, we can show some.
So it's more like a city builder, is what you're saying.
It's kind of like a city builder. I feel like Hearts of Iron is the best for. Yeah, I agree. I think it is the best because there are just so many different branching paths. So you can go. What I did one time is I was played as Brazil, and I became Brazil, and I became communist Brazil, and I invaded the United States. So it was kind of like it's really cool. It's I don't know how to best describe it, but it's just the Paradox kind of style.
Okay.
Here.
I know what Paradox game. Yeah.
Well,
okay,
it's not Epic
Yeah.
Gamer enough.
It's great, but
I think that would make more sense than Assassin's Creed,
Yeah,
I don't really know why.
Talos.
based on just knowing like popular vote. I don't see how Wolfenstein didn't win the popular vote.
Oh yeah, I don't understand how Wolfenstein 2 didn't win anyway, because that's such a goofy, like perfect, like horrifying alternate history.
Well, it's from what I heard, it's not as good as the first one. I'm playing for your first one right now, and it's pretty fun. It's just that this one's not as especially the story.
Is it
So,
is it
I
just
think
the
that's
second
what-
one, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, people are disappointed in the story. I don't know why. There you go.
I was never interested in the story. The gameplay just looked awesome. That's
True.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, but no, yeah. So that category is interesting, but I don't know. I just want to take that moment to talk about Hearts of Iron because I think it's a really fun game. It's very spreadsheety, like in the way it plays. Like it's very like you can get bogged down in details, but it is a very fun game. I haven't played a ton of it. Some of my friends and my brother has played a lot of it, but very fun, and I'm glad that it was kind of voted on that list. But yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey being number one is kind of strange to me because that was also supposed to be very historically accurate, not alternate history. So it's kind of interesting that that's on there. But you know, and also Fallout 4 is on there, which is kind of like what? Okay, because that game is so far removed from. It's not.
that doesn't feel like alternate.
It's not
history.
even because it's in almost a completely different world because there's so much. It's so far removed from the path we actually took as a society because like China is the big monster instead of Russia, which doesn't really make any sense. Like during their Cold War. And also the fact that we have like robot servants and we're all nuclear powered.
Tech and everything. With that,
Yeah,
like,
so
you can
it's
consider a lot of
so-
games alternate history with that.
Yeah,
sort of
exactly,
thing.
exactly.
true.
So it doesn't. It seems that being on there is just kind of off base because I don't even. If I think about Fallout, I don't really even think about it being actually on the Earth or have any relation to like real world events. There's never any mentions of real world people. Like there's never it's President Eisenhower, but look, he's evil, you know, or like wow, Hitler worked for the FBI. You know, it's not like they never use real world people. It's always fake scenarios, fake countries, fake. Anyway, but
Yeah, that's true.
all right, so we kind of spent a long, and then the last one is most fun with a machine. So this is just like my PC has turned into my blank machine essentially. So I bought a $10,000 computer and I only play one game.
Yes.
Um,
Most fun
and
with a machine.
no
Yeah,
surprise, no surprise. So the winner here is definitely Rocket League.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Euro Truck Simulator is on here.
Honestly,
I mean,
Which is
depending
superior.
on fun, the definition of fun, I think Nier Automata should have won, but that's just me, I
But
guess.
see, Nier Automata seems out of place to me because see the difference between all the other games Nier
There's a meme.
Automata is like Euro Truck, Rocket League, Factoria, and Space Engineers. All of those ones you can play over and over and over again while you're listening to like a podcast or whatever, right?
What?
Nier Automata
Nier
doesn't that
Automata
have just-
has like 36 or 26 endings. Are you kidding?
Right,
me?
right,
Technically,
but
they're not all
those-
real, but
right, right. No, but that game seems like once you're done, right? Like even if you finish those
guess.
26 endings, Euro Truck Simulator, you can just be like, I have 10,000 hours on this game for some reason because I'm a crazy human. Or Rocket League Hunter has
I
like
agree.
I don't know.
I wasn't.
9 billion
I was joking about having fun.
Oh yeah,
That's
you were
what-
joking.
That's what
Be
I meant.
quiet. No jokes allowed. This is a serious
Fun
podcast.
with a machine. I had a lot of fun with Nier.
No, I see what you're saying. Because you're calling all the other games bad. Yeah, that's fair. Rocket League sucks. Changed my mind.
Rocket League is fun if you don't take it seriously. All I'm saying.
Oh, got him.
Rip on them.
Dude, I don't
Man,
even
you
play ranked,
fuck.
so it
Wait,
doesn't
what?
matter.
I wish Nero would won, but shit game on PC. Oh, I'm not. You know what? I swear to God. Nier Automata sucks just because it has a big T anime
You know,
GF.
it is
Perfect.
really bad on PC. The port for Nier Automata is terrible. It's locked at 30 FPS. The resolution, I don't think you can even change it. Mine was like stuck. You had to download a weird mod that potentially could have viruses in it to fix the game.
Wow.
And then when you lose it, I tried to find it and I couldn't. So now I just can't even play the game. So-
I
that
think
sounds-
they fixed it.
did they fix it? I haven't gotten an update. Well, I haven't downloaded it
This is-
actually since last year. So
This says this game gave me depression and cured it at the end. 10 out of 10. But that
Damn.
has
well-
been the story, but
well, yeah, I mean, you can play. So you can play through the entire game. It just won't look. It depends on your system, I guess. Because, yeah, okay, I didn't think it'd ever been patched.
It's never been
So
patched.
if you're okay at playing it at that frame rate, that like resolution and stuff like that, then sure.
Sounds a
but,
bit rough, to be honest.
so that sucks. I guess that's why it didn't win on PC. I could see
Well,
that.
the one thing about award shows that we can all agree on is they're all somewhat pointless and they'll always make somebody angry because
I
the
agree.
game that is really deserves to win didn't win. Ugh.
I'm not really
So-
angry, but I'm just making.
No, I'm not. I don't actually mind. I think, the people have spoken. That's democracy, right? You get a few dumbasses controlling everything for everyone else, and that's how life works.
Mm-hmm.
We are all but
True. We're just pawns.
dust in the pawns in the great game, but we are but pawns for whomst the gods use for their amusement and laughter.
Oops.
Whomst.
But Rocket
So
League makes
with
sense.
that
I like
positive
That's pretty
note, there we go, boys. Did we already do our game of the year? I'm pretty sure we already did. We already said
good.
what we
did
liked.
mention those,
Yeah. So who cares? We're not going to go through that rigmarole again.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
so
Steam
that
Awards.
was fun
Very
to do
nice.
again.
Good job. Good job, everybody. We voted.
I vote.
we voted.
I voted.
Everyone
Oh
vote.
my. Hearts of Iron and Stardew Valley should have won. I swear.
Hearts of Iron is understandable, but I don't know about the second one.
Yeah, actually, I really don't think so. You know what, Hunter? It's over. I'm kicking your ass.
All right. So
With that, boys, I think we're finished. I think
we're
Lobby
rolled
Talk
out.
is. I think it's done. Yeah, we laughed, we cried, we got laid off. The games
Got sent
industry
home
is.
early.
The games industry is.
So that's not.
Now, it,
with
Go
every
back up.
downturn comes an upswing.
yeah, I guess we gotta have it with a recession. We're gonna have another boom. No, I think things are gonna. It depends. We'll see what happens. But battle royale games are our futures. We must all bow and worship our battle royale masters. Well,
Can't wait for
gentlemen.
next week for us to bring all our predictions for next year.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're gonna. Okay. So
Use this one
also,
where mine is.
we might. I don't know. We usually stream Sunday evenings, but that time might change.
Yep.
Follow the official Lobby Talk Twitter. We don't have one. To see
We can
when
put updates on the
date
Twitch
change.
stream,
and-
on the Twitch
Yeah,
channel.
we'll
be,
give you guys an
active on
update if
either.
we're switching the time. But yeah, we're gonna come back. We're gonna do a little fun segment. We're gonna do our predictions for what we think are gonna be the big trends of 2019.
Oh boy.
So we can all look like fools when the Game Awards happens or whatever happens.
Awesome.
I can't wait. So we'll see all you guys later. Bye bye.
Bye now.
What?
Bye bye.